Flippy Update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right. It's time for the Flippy Update. Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world and how there's nothing we can do about it. Today's Flippy Update comes from Hackster.io. Hackster.io. Headline, Chrome extension enables robot arm control over the internet. Dun, dun, dun. For those of us who grew up in the days of Netscape, Google Chrome's capabilities are pretty amazing. It does, of course, allow for the basic internet browsing, but that's just the beginning. By installing extensions, one can make Chrome do all kinds of neat new tricks. One extension, Chrome Remote Desktop, lets users control a remote computer that also has the extension installed. Engineer Zero took advantage of that extension to control this robot arm over the internet. Ooh. The robot arm Engineer Zero used in this project is a $43.95 model from OWI kit called the Robotic Arm Edge. It is the kind of cheap robot arm intended for kids with an interest in STEM, but which has pretty underwhelming capability thanks to the basic controller. Like an RC car, it lets the user move the robot arm around, but doesn't let them incorporate any kind of logic. To fix that, Engineer Zero replaced the original controller with an Arduino Uno development board. The Arduino receives commands via serial from an old laptop computer and controls the robot's arm's 5 motors through L9110 drivers. That dramatically improves the capability as Engineer Zero can enter precise movements, make the robot arm respond with logic to different conditions, and create pre-programmed movement routines. It also lets him control the robot from anywhere in the world through the internet. Dun, dun, dun. So I thought this was fun, interesting, as I've been, of course, looking for ways to integrate a robotic arm into the show, into the Canary Cry Canarium.
That'll be
universe.
Real hands-on. Everybody has a robot arm at home, and we control it to who knows what.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking about setting up a robotic arm and putting it on like a web cam and then just letting producers play with it. This might be a good way to do it. Now, I am a little concerned, however, because as we know, the robots are most dangerous when they can speak to each other, when they have access to the internet, when they can, be controlled from vast distances. And the fact that this, I think Chrome is currently the most used browser in the world. I could be wrong, but it's certainly at the top of that list somewhere. And now it's one thing to be able to control robots through the internet, through a cloud with some sort of hacker skills, but building this sort of capability into any browser is really quite a quantum leap into the future as far as accessibility. Now, the accessibility of Flippy has continuously, and not just Flippy, but all sorts of robots, has continuously been one of the most effective ways to normalize regular consumer interactions with robots. And considering every computer, at least for the purposes of this conversation, every computer in the world has access to a computer browser or an internet browser, this opens up quite the what's the word? I don't know what the word is. I don't know. Quite the possibilities for any and all regular internet user to start interacting with robotic arms. Now, may this be fun for us to do? Yes. Can it be dangerous? Yes. Could a producer gain access to the robot arm in my house and choke me in my sleep? Probably. But will that be the way that I die? Probably not. There's 100 other ways that I would die before this happens, but it will make for an exciting addition to canarycry.party.
Sounds good. I just want a robot arm that gets your attention in your house, whatever it may be. Just if I want to get your attention for something, just get them on.
Yeah, because text messages doesn't work very well.
Or that's what it could be. I could just text message and it'll automatically fire up the robot arm to find you and give you a little smack.
Really want to get a robotic arm that can hold my microphone and move with me as I blindly move my head around in this VR headset. Knocking my face on this microphone is probably the number one thing holding us back in this podcast.
Number one thing, huh?
Number one, we're doing everything perfectly. The only reason we have not taken over the world is because I keep hitting my face on this microphone. But who knows? Maybe that's a better use of the producer finances who came in to fund the replica experiment. Maybe we can move that over to the Flippy, the Canary Cry Flippy. I don't know, choke Basil out while he sleeps experiment.
I don't like that. Okay. So whatever you want to do, buddy.
This arm was for kids, man. The arm was for kids.
Yeah, and you got to make it all scary and choky.
I'm just saying you can't let your guard down.
True.